Kara Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, the water, Abba, called Kadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone that teaches truth, 100% truth, according to the Bible. Title of the lesson of the day is going to be Putting Out Thy Trust in Egypt. And what inspired me to doing this lesson is watching a brother's video from GMS Vegas Sit Down. He's an elder, does very, very good videos and very informative. And he was going over talking about how Jake is, putting their trust in Egypt, believing in voting and the process and thinking that that's going to save our people. And, I'm going through social media, scrolling through social media, you see some of your family members, man, they putting posts, they trusting in this Kamala Harris, think that she's going to save you, Jakes, man. And if anything, she's going to further undermine you people. You see what 4 years of this administration has done, where they ran the price of food and cost of living through the roof, where you can hardly barely make ends meet, if you're making a basic standard income. It all depends on where you're living too. And Jake love to put their trust in this government, man. Even those Jakes that might be doing okay, they might be doing enough to make by. They're not, they're not suffering. But as a whole, our people are suffering, man. They open the borders, they're bringing people in to flood these neighborhoods, that's taking away these jobs that you Jakes have, man, or these jobs that your children are going to have. But, it's all a plan by Esau Edom to undermine you Jakes and really to undermine the whole economy. And Jake can't see the play, man. We can't see the play because we can't see how that saying going, we can't see the forest because of the trees. And they give you all this folly and all this bread and circus to distract you Jakes from what their plan is. But we have a higher power, man. We have Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, who we put our trust in, who we know is going to deliver us no matter what, man. And we know the system is against us because the Lord has showed us. He's telling us time and time again that the system is not for you Jakes, man. You so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But you Jakes, man, when I talk about Jakes, I'm mainly talking about you Black Americans, man. You the main ones that eat this shit up. You the main one that put your trust in Esau Edom. Because they give you a few tokens and they put them in high places. The ones they put in these high places are not for you, man. They're against you. They detest you Jakes, man. You so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they detest you, man. And they'll put in policy and anything they can to help to destroy you, man. But yet every 4 years they come back to and pander to you, and you Jakes eat it up, man. You eat it up. And that's just a strong enchantment that's on our people. And you can see it, man. Our people walk around with glazed eyes, man, like they under a spell, believing in these damn politicians, man. Fuck Trump and fuck Kamala, both of them. They're not for you. Let me get into my first precept, Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1 and verse 3. Isaiah Shalakia. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1 through 3. Woe unto the rebellious children. Let's talk about you Israelites. You rebellious as hell, man. You won't listen, you won't submit, you won't be obedient to the Lord. Woe unto you rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. And that's you Jakes, man, described to a T. The more you separate from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and attach onto the governments, the more detestable, the more degenerate you become. And you look at where we're at now, man, after a few generations, man, and our people are totally unrecognizable. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked of my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And that's us trusting, going out there, voting for this government, voting for these people in this government that care less about you. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And right now, our people are totally confused, man. You see it's divided, man. You got some that want to vote for Trump, some that want to vote for Kamala, and Jake don't know which way to turn right now. They're looking for both sides, thinking that they're going to find some type of relief, man. And each one, man, is bringing nothing but destruction to you, Jakes, man. And, I really don't care who gets in. Either way, man, I know the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh has orchestrated this from the beginning, because he's going to let this be our shame, that you're going to look back and thinking these people, they're there for you, and the whole time they set up to destroy you. You got Jake going all out, man. I got family members going all out, They'll cut you off if if you go against Kamala Harris, they'll ostracize you. They're pretty much just turn it back on you, And it's that bad. It's gotten that bad, man. The enchantment that's on our people. Like, this bitch has done something for our people, or that administration that she's in. They would have think that she went out there and fought tooth and nail for you, Jakes, man. The way they crashing out for her. And it just shows how bad of a state our people are in. But the Lord has set it up this way, man. That shows his magnificence, man. How he plays the game of chess over these politicians and over you, Jakes, man. Because at the end, you're going to look back, you're going to have shame, like, damn, I voted for this bitch, And they great lead us into a world war. They great collapse the economy. They great send our sons and daughters off to war, to be destroyed, to be wiped out in the valley of Jehoshaphat. And that's what it's coming down to, man. That's what it's going to be. That shame going to cover you. You same ones out here selling out for these goddamn politicians that could care less about you, man. Let me read that again. Isaiah chapter 30:3. Therefore shall strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust and shadow of Egypt your confusion. And like I say, Jake right now is confused as hell because they don't know which way to turn. They tried Obama. He did 8 years of got you Jake votes, man. And I was one of them, don't get me wrong. And then he ain't give you shit. Matter of fact, he elevated these degenerate society over you, LGBT or whatever, they got more rights and privileges than you Jakes, man. He put them over you. He brought these other nations to put them over you. And matter of fact, he's not our people. Kamala's not our people. So you can't use that as an excuse. These people are not for you, Jakes, man, but Jake can't see that shit. And the only thing they bring in is more degeneracy. She's out there standing on the campaign. I'm going to give you a right to abort your black babies, Let that make sense, That lets you know this place is off the same spirit that they had in Egypt. Same way they destroyed and murdered our black babies, the same thing they're doing now. And that's why they say this is the modern day Egypt, man. Modern day Babylonia. All those other nations and their philosophy has been combined to create this place here, man, that's full of sin and wickedness. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust and shadow of Egypt. Now, let me tell you about this voting thing. As you Israelites, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Let's go back to Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh shall choose, one from among thy brethren, shalt thou set king over thee. So we not supposed to vote for anybody over us unless it's one of our own brethren, somebody from our nation. Kamala is not an Israel. She's not an Israelite. She's not Hebrew. She's either Elam or either she's an Edomite. Barack Hussein Obama was not Hebrew Israelite, man. He was a Hamite or either Canaanite, one of those two. And that's why one thing they do put somebody in there. Like I said, it's just going to be a token, somebody that's going to reflect their talking points, man. They're not going to do anything that's going to benefit you, Jakes, man. So let me go ahead and continue to read that. Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him a king over thee, whom the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. And right now we're in captivity, so they're not going to give us anybody that's going to represent us, to be so-called president. And really the president, all he is somebody that they select to put in that position to help to be a figurehead to run this, really a government, to run this government. And he's got strings that's pulled, his strings are pulled by those oligarchs that are over him. He just do the bidding of these oligarchs, man. That's these banking families. They run shit. These so-called Gettys, these Gettys, DuPonts, Rockefellers, or not really Rockefellers, they Rothschilds, Shalaki, the Rothschilds. It's the Rockefellers they changed the name to the Rothschilds. And so we're going to finish off in last precepts, Revelation chapter 18, verse 2 and 3. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul beast, and cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine and wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So this place is going to be destroyed, man. No matter who they put in there, they could put Trump in there, they could put Kamala, they could bring Joe Biden back and put him in there, man. None of them are going to be able to save this place, man. The Lord has already put an end date on this place, man. He's already put an expiration date, and it's not going to go past that date. And we can see that we're in the last days, man. You see famines, you see pestilence, you see earthquakes all over the place. I think they just had a major earthquake in Japan, and that's just one of the ones that they talk about. If you go to the earthquake map, you see they popping off every day, man. It is not being reported. You got wars and rumors of wars, jumping off. We're not going to go into that. So we're in the time, man. You can see this economy faltering. You can see every day they talking about how the stock market is falling. And there's a lot of this, they setting up themselves because they're trying to bring us into a digital system. So put not your trust in Egypt, man. Egypt's not going to be able to save you in that day. Jake out here going all out behind these damn politicians, man. You better be building up your home. I'm talking about your body, man. Preparing yourself, your spiritual body. Because nothing that you have, man, these little so-called riches that some of you Jakes may have thinking that you made it, that's just not going to save you in that day, man. These politicians are not going to save you. The Lord has set this place to crumble, to fall down, and, that great millstone is coming. So with that being said, all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Pray this lesson is edifying. With that, say shalom.